Bai Lu walked away in tears. She had never expected it to end like this. Not after everything they had built together. Not after the rumors, the drama, the quiet glances between scenes, the stolen laughter when the cameras weren't rolling. Bai Lu thought they were okay. More than okay. She thought they were real. But one evening, in a cold studio hallway, after a long day of filming, everything changed. The final scene had wrapped. The crew was already leaving, and the lights began to dim. Dylan stood by the wall, still wearing his character's costume. But there was something different in his eyes. Something distant. Something heavy. He called her name, softly at first. Then again, a little louder. She turned around, smiling like she always did, trusting like she always had. And then he said it. Bai Lu, we can't keep pretending. Her smile faded. The hallway felt colder.
She blinked,
not understanding. But he wasn't finished. He stepped closer, looked into her eyes, and said the words she'd never forget. I can't be the one you need me to be. Not anymore. Silence followed. A long, painful silence. You could hear the hum of the air conditioner, the buzz of a flickering light overhead, the echo of something breaking, though nothing fell. Just her heart. She whispered, "Why now?" Her voice barely audible. Dylan looked down, fingers clenched, jaw tight. There's someone else, he said. That was the moment her world shifted, like the floor had been pulled from beneath her. She didn't cry immediately. She didn't scream. She simply nodded, eyes glassy, hands shaking. Then slowly, without saying another word, she walked past him, down the hallway, through the exit, and into the night.
He didn't follow.
He couldn't.
He just stood there,
frozen, knowing he had just broken the one person who had never doubted him. The next morning, the set was quiet. People whispered. Rumors flew. Some said they had a fight. Others claimed she was seen getting into a black car. Eyes red, face pale. But no one knew the truth. Not until fans started digging. Photos began to circulate. Old clips from interviews. Moments on variety shows where their eyes met for too long. Where their laughs were too real. The truth had always been there. They weren't just co-stars. They were something more. Something that was now lost. And as the days passed, Bai Lu didn't show up for filming. The production was halted. The director postponed the shoot indefinitely. Dylan arrived alone. Head down. No makeup. No entourage. He walked past the cameras, through the corridors, and straight to her dressing room. It was locked. Empty. Cold. He stood there for a long time. Like, maybe she would come back. Like, maybe she'd forgive him. But she didn't. And maybe she never would. Social media exploded. Hashtag Bai Lu heartbreak. Hashtag DylanWang confession. Hashtag canceled love. Fans cried. Some were furious. Others just confused. They had rooted for them, believed in them, and now it was over. Or so they thought. Because days later, a blurry video surfaced. Dylan at a cafe, sitting alone, looking at his phone for minutes at a time, then sighing, looking out the window. A waiter who served him said. He kept replaying one video, one scene, a take they had shot months ago, where Bai Lu looked at him with love that wasn't in the script. He watched it on repeat, over and over again. That's when people realized. Maybe he hadn't moved on. Maybe the confession wasn't the truth. Maybe he was protecting her from something bigger. A scandal perhaps. An agency deal. A contract restriction. Or maybe, just maybe, he had made a mistake. One he couldn't undo. He thought it was over. That maybe walking away was the right thing to do. To let her move on. To protect her from what was coming. But silence can be a louder punishment than words. And DylanWang was living in it. Every morning he woke up, hoping for a message from her.
A sign.
Even a missed call. But her inbox was quiet. And her name no longer showed up on set schedules, press junkets, or fan events. Bai Lu had vanished. What the public didn't know, what even his closest friends didn't know, was that Dylan had written her a letter. A real one. On paper. Signed with his own hand. He had planned to give it to her the night she walked away. But fear stopped him. So he folded it and kept it in his wallet. A few lines that could have changed everything.
But now,
it was too late.
Or so he thought. Meanwhile,
Bai Lu had found herself far from the city. In a quiet coastal town. No cameras. No schedules. No fans. Just her. And her memories. She watched their old scenes on her phone. Muted. Because the sound of his voice still hurt. She reread their chat history. The last message he sent. I hope you know I never meant to hurt you. But she never replied. Not because she didn't care, but because she cared too much.
Weeks passed.
And the production team finally made a statement. Due to unforeseen personal circumstances, the filming of DylanWang and Bai Lu's upcoming series has been indefinitely postponed. Fans were devastated. Hashtags trended again. Memes, videos, reaction compilations flooded the internet.
People were obsessed.
Was it a breakup? Was it a scandal? Was there someone else? Then one day, at 3 a.m., a fan page posted something strange. A behind-the-scenes photo from 6 months ago. Bai Lu and Dylan in mid-laughter. Her leaning on his shoulder. His arm casually wrapped around her. And the caption read, "You can't fake this kind of love." The post went viral in minutes. Dylan saw it. He didn't sleep that night. Instead, he opened his drafts folder on his phone, where he had written countless unsent messages to her. But this time, he tapped send. It was short, just 7 words. I left because I thought I had to. The message was never delivered. Unknown to Dylan, Bai Lu had changed her number, cut herself off from everyone. Even her agency didn't know exactly where she was. But fate has a strange sense of timing, because days later, a fan who worked at the resort where Bai Lu was staying posted a video, then quickly deleted it. It showed Bai Lu at the beach, alone, looking out at the sea. And in her hands was a letter, the same paper Dylan had written on, folded in the same way, slightly creased at the corners. She had it all along. Turns out, he had slipped it into her bag. The night she walked away. And she had found it, read it, and cried under the moonlight. But she still stayed away. Because even though she loved him, she wasn't ready to be hurt again. Then came the awards night. One they were both nominated for. But no one expected either of them to attend. Yet there they were. Dylan arrived in black.
Quiet.
Serious. Bai Lu in white. Ethereal. Unreachable. They sat on opposite sides of the room. Never looked at each other once. Not until her name was called. She won. Best Actress. And as she walked to the stage, she passed his table. He stood up.
Gently.
Respectfully. Eyes full of pride and regret. She paused. Just for a second. Their eyes met. And the world held its breath. In her speech, she said only this. Sometimes we lose what we love most trying to protect it. But if it's meant to be, it finds a way back. The room went silent. Dylan's eyes glistened. The camera caught it.
So did the internet.
Fans screamed. Articles exploded. Speculation went wild. Was she talking about Dylan? Was this a reconciliation in disguise? Was there still hope? That night, no one saw them leave together. But a blurry photo surfaced the next morning. 2 figures walking into the hotel. Her in white, him in black. Shoulders brushing. Clothes. Almost touching. No smiles. No kisses. Just silence. But the kind that doesn't hurt anymore. The kind that feels like maybe, just maybe, a beginning again.